the dad, who was a county sheriff.
The sheriff.
It's 6 in the morning, like on a Sunday.
Okay, sheriff knock on. Boom, boom, boom.
And so what he does, he gets like this. He puts the gun right there. He's like, so I know what you did. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, I know what you did. You're gonna give it back. I was like, what? I was like so confused.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. He says, listen, I'm gonna be back in an hour. If you don't have it for me, you're gonna go to jail. And so we get back on campus and we're cool. So there's a caravan of people. Come to find out, it was actually like a KKK rally.
There's a lot of people running around with grudges and hate.
Yeah.
And that's why they display this energy like.
Literally got my keys violently and I stormed out of the house. And I got in my car. I was like, I'm gonna go kill that motherfucker right now.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
Dave, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up, JR? What's going on, dog?
Akira, man. Listo.
Órale.
Dude, I'm over here like, Dave, he does a bunch of fun stuff. I'm like, man, I see him at the LAFC games. Like, he's doing a bunch of things. I know, you're an actor. You're a down-ass fool. That's what it says on your bio.
That's true. You know what? It also says it on my license plate, bro. Don't trip.
Damn, fool. Let's do a sock check. Nah.
Yeah, I got a play that says down, fool.
Oh, shit.
Just
no way.
So I let the fucking lames know, you know what I mean? Hey, that's when I roll. That's how I roll.
Oh, shit. That's a good way to start it, dog.
Check it out on the IG. You'll see it right there. It's on the top. Anyways.
So I know you also do the marketing for Cheladas, for what's it called, Mario Cheladas.
Chelada, yep.
Yeah, you do a lot of stuff, but I want to take it back.
That's all good. Let's start.
Where you from, fool? Nah, hey, you know how in LA, fool? Where you from? Let's PSA. You don't say where you're from for somebody in LA. It means something different. So
that's true.
Where did you grow up at?
Oh, well, actually,
sounds more eloquent.
No, man, I was born and raised in LA, dude. Over there off of MLK.
Nah.
So no, I was born and raised here. I was brought up in Paramount, right here up the street.
Oh, shit, we're fucking neighbors, dog.
Yeah, and then I also lived in Downey, too, right here.
No way.
Yeah, right here, just by the Stonewood. I used to live over there by Warren High. Off of Orange right there.
Oh, shit, no way.
Yeah, for after we moved out of Paramount, yeah, that's where we were.
Okay, was Stonewood Mall the first mall you ever went to?
Yes.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
We're alike, dog.
And then,
that was our first mall.
Then I spread my wings a little bit. Then I went to Cerritos Mall.
You made it. I think everybody that grows up here in LA, especially like Huntington Park, Bell, Downey, like our first mall is Stonewood Mall. And then we walk in there like as kids, back then. Because,
it was the best. You grab a little Orange Julius right there.
Damn,
remember Orange Julius? Hey, when they put the egg in there.
Shit.
That's how young I am. That's how young I am.
And that's that's before all this social media shit. So it's like we just had to be regular people and just communicate with each other in person. Dude.
We had to sit down and make a phone call, dial the numbers. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, fool. Man. And then, spread out to Cerritos, where they used to have like Chess King. Remember Chess King?
I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I'm not going to lie.
No, yeah.
I'm like,
I'm a lot older than you, bro, but it's all good. Yeah.
Pero te miras joven, compa.
Thank you, bro.
Dude, you look young, bro. It's like, fuck.
You know what I attested to? I attested to having no kids.
No wonder I'm getting these, what do we call them? Yeah, because I have 3, bro.
Hey, but nobody can notice them, bro.
All right. So
maybe
don't make fun of me.
Maybe on this podcast, because it's super crispy. Look at this. You
you
see my grays right here. Hey, chill.
This is the McCrispy podcast, eh? So you grew up here.
Yeah.
Then did you end up moving out?
Yeah, so the whole story is born and raised in LA, grew up in Paramount, moved to Downey. I went to Christian school for a little while. Public school from the beginning, 8th grade. I think I went to private school. And then after graduation, I went to college in Indiana, actually, because I got a baseball scholarship. Yeah, so I ended up playing out there.
That's dope.
I ended up coming back. It's a long story, but I ended up coming back over some racist stuff that happened in Indiana. Yeah, it still exists, man. So...
shit, I would want to know if you would want to share.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the Cliff's notes. I'll give you the
Okay, there you go. That's how you know he went to college.
or how old you are too, because Cliff Notes, nobody knows about Cliff Notes anymore.
Damn, we're aging ourselves, and then we're fucking.
It's all good, bro. I'm accepting it these days.
It's
dude.
all right. See, you see how I got it right away? I was like, oh yeah, this guy's educated.
You didn't know Chess King, but you knew Cliff Notes.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I went to Indiana, I was excited, man. I got a baseball scholarship. I got there early, went in the summer before school started, and so I had a great time. I met the baseball coach. We started practicing as soon as we get there. And I went to a school in Marion, Indiana.
Okay.
So Marion, Indiana is like central Indiana, real small town. It's next to Fairmount, what else? Gas City. It's a small little tri-city place.
Okay.
And my school, I went to it's a small school. It's Indiana Wesleyan University. And then when I show up, I was like, man, this is the greatest thing ever. This is cool. Out of state, I didn't know anybody. I started college when I was 17.
Oh, damn.
So,
John.
yeah, fresh.
Davis is a smart ass. I love it. This might go long. I'm sure we have 4 hours in this motherfucker. Sorry to make cut you off.
It's all good. So I get there, everything's going well. Start practicing, start doing my homework, get some assignments, start meeting some friends. My baseball homies and the people who were there early, we started hanging out. Just getting acquainted. And they were showing me the lay of the land. Because they're from the Midwest. It's my first experience in the Midwest. And then I happened to meet my roommate at the time. We got assigned probably like a week into it, and he's a Filipino guy. Tony. He was he's one of my best friends back in the day. So. Yeah, man. So, anyways, we go through the season, go through the school year, and then he has a girlfriend her dad was actually one of the county sheriffs. Okay. So just
and that's big over there because the town is so small, right?
Okay. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
And so his girlfriend is at school. She's like at Ball State, which is but she stayed on campus, so she's not at the house. Okay. We're kids. We're just hanging out. The parents are real cool. The brother's real cool. We hang out with the brother. He's a little young, maybe a year younger than us. Anyways, we start going over the house like periodically, like once a month. Staying there, staying the weekend. We do some farming. We harvest the soybeans. Plant the corn. Just that kind of thing. Just make it worth their while. They say, "Hey man, you're gonna stay? Yeah, we'll work."
And you were still 17.
I was still 17.
Okay.
And then so we go through that year, and then we stay there more frequently. Weekends because we didn't have anything to do, and plus we're broke, bro. We don't have the money, and we just trying to hang out and get fed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
For the weekend because we didn't have plans. And so anyway, so we started staying more frequently, and this went over months and months, and then all of a sudden one day, like everything at school was going fine, baseball was going cool, until one Sunday morning, the dad who was a county sheriff, he comes. I don't think it must have been like 6 a.m, bro. And he comes to our dorm where I'm staying with my Filipino roommate. And I just hear I was like, who's this? Like, it's 6 a.m, like on a Sunday.
Fucking sheriff knock on. Boom, boom, boom.
Exactly. Sleeping, bro, sleeping. And there was a table like this in our dorm. Okay, just a little round one, just like this. I opened the door because my roommate didn't. So this is what kind of gets me. So my roommate didn't budge, and so I was like, well, what the fuck is he not getting up? So I open the door, and it's the dad. It's the county sheriff guy. Okay. And my roommate kind of just looks over, and he just gets up and puts his stuff on, and he kind of dips and take a shower. So I was like, huh. So it was just me and him now. He was like, he closed the door, came in, he sat at the table right here. He's like, have a seat. He said, I want to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, and so what he does, he gets like this from his side, and he puts the gun right there. Like a scene out of a movie, bro. And I was like, what is going on here? He's like, so I know what you did. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, I know what you did. You're going to give it back. And I was like, what? I was so confused.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So I didn't know what to do, what to say. And I was like, well, I just kept insisting that I didn't take anything or I didn't know what was going on, which I didn't. And so come to find out, anyway, so moving past that, initial, barge in. He says, listen, I'm going to be back in an hour. If you don't have it for me, you're going to go to jail. And I was like, what the hell? And so I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. So I called my mom right away, and it's early over there.
And you're still a minor, though.
Yeah. So I called my mom. Over here it was like 3 hours difference. So it's like, I don't know, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, going in.
Fuck.
And of course, they always answer when I call. And so like my mom answers and she's like, what's going on, mijo? I was like, so, I told her the situation and she's like, what? Like, she's like, you didn't do anything, did you? I was like, no, Mom, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
I don't have no clue.
Yeah, I have no idea. And so he's like, okay, just stay right there. Your dad's going to call your coach. So my baseball coach used to stay maybe like 2 blocks from the school, right?
Okay.
And so my dad calls back. He's like, mijo, listen, go to your coach's house. I talked to him right now and go see what's happening. Like, go stay there. He'll keep you safe or whatever. I was like, okay. He'll give you some assurance that everything's gonna be okay. And I trusted him. I thought he was, my baseball coach. Is a good guy. He kind of took me under his wing as soon as I got there. Just kind of mentored me a little bit. Obviously, he's my coach, and he wanted me to do well. So I get to his house. Of course, I walk there, and it's still early in the morning. It's still kind of crisp outside. And then I just knock on the door, and he like cracks the door open, like it's just unusual. And I was like, huh? And like, why you crack the door open?
They were in cahoots. All right, no, I'm over here making assumptions. Oh, go ahead. I'm into this.
So I stayed right there, and I looked kind of past his shoulder, and the sheriff was sitting on the couch.
I was right.
He called it. And like at that moment, like my heart sank, dude. I was like, oh, what is going on? It's like I just felt out of place. I felt like the odd man out. I felt like I really did something wrong, and like I just felt like I was in the wrong.
You're probably like, fuck, did I take something? Like, well, you start questioning yourself, right?
Of course. And so I was like, man, what is going on? It was legit like a movie. And so I just was like, oh, okay, well, damn. I was like, well, Coach, can I use your phone? Can I call my mom? And he was like, yeah, come in. And then the sheriff didn't move from where he was sitting on the couch. And so he just posted. He didn't look at me, nothing. And the coach went back to, or the sheriff was sitting there. The coach went back to the couch. So I jumped on the phone. I said, Mom, he's here. Like, he's here with the coach. He's talking to him. He was here before I even came. And she's like, what? I was like, oh, my God. So she's like, okay, just go back to the door. Me and Dad are going to figure something out, okay? And mind you, I have family in Indiana, but they're like miles away, and like it's not really the family that we trust. And I hope they see this, and I hope to God that you guys are not doing well. But anyways, so we couldn't count on them for anything. And so my dad, I got back to the room, and it was already going on noon, and the sheriff didn't come back. But my roommate came back, and I was like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, tell me what's and he didn't say anything. So I was like, damn, man, like, what's going on with this guy? And, he was my boy, man. Like, it was my first college roommate. Well, my second college roommate at that time. And I was like, damn, man, like, this guy just dined me out or something. I don't know what he's doing. So, like, I was like, damn, I just felt betrayed, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
So after, a few calls, this and that, I talked with the RA in the dorm. And I told him the situation. He was like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's a little kid too. And looking back, he was probably only like 18 or 19 too.
He had no clue what to do either.
He's just a little kid. So like, what? And it was the weekend, so no administration's there in the offices. And so it just turned into a big old thing for me. And like everybody was like, what? Like, what's going on? And so I just was in contact with my parents all day. And then, I just told them, hey, listen. And my dad was like, you know what? We got you a flight. You're going to leave in the morning. So I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, just come home.
But what was this dude missing? Like, now I want to know.
I don't know. I never found out. Well, I didn't know. So okay, so let me give you a little backstory.
Okay, I'm like, nah, what do you find out?
That was the peak of my college experience right there, okay? I was playing baseball. I left all my shit there in the morning. I literally got in the cab like at 4 a.m, pitch black, like the next morning. On the way to the airport with nothing in my pockets. I had, my wallet. And
you left everything?
I left everything there. My dad said, leave everything there. Just get on the plane, come home. So when I got to the airport, they picked me up. Like, obviously they were happy to see me, but the whole ride home, and we were living in Riverside at the time. So from LAX to Riverside is a long, it's like an hour.
It's like an hour and a half with
so,
traffic.
It was silent, bro. And like, they didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to think. And it was just emotionally like overloaded for all of us, because they trusted everybody. Of course they put their own money out to get me there and that, just that kind of thing. It was it was supposed to be my life. You know what I mean? But let me hold on. Okay. Let me run back one time. So during the course of that year, when I first got there, like I was having the best time of my life, dude. Like literally I was playing baseball. I got to major in art and design and all that stuff that I loved. I met some cool friends, I was talking to the girls, everything it was a fun time, man. It was a fun time. And then one day we got a notice that there was going to be a what do you call it? Like a parade. It's not really a parade. What can I call it?
A festival?
No. Okay. So what it is? Okay. There was going to be a rally.
A rally
in the city. Okay. So in the city of Marion, there's a city hall. It's like you know what Back to the Future looks like. It's that kind of setup. Okay, real quaint, real small. He said, yeah. So everybody needs to stay inside tonight. I was like, what? What's going on? And so I didn't give him no mind. Okay. We heard it when I was playing ping pong in the center right there on the campus. Okay. And me and my roommate were like, what? Like, okay, no big deal. And so that night we leave off campus, okay, because we're hungry. And our go-to spot was Papa John's. It was always Papa John's, because it was literally the only place that we could get food, for a decent price. And, a pizza could fill you up for, I think back then, honestly, aging myself again, it was like $5, bro.
I was gonna say $4.99.
Papa John's was the
It was affordable. It was affordable.
Yeah, so it was good.
For college students,
little garlic sauce, So we get to Papa John's and our homies there. The guy we always talk to, the white dude. It's real cool. Me and okay. So over here, like sometimes in Southern California, you or I could pass for a white dude.
Yeah.
Maybe. Over there, never. Okay? So just think about that. You could never pass for a white guy over there. Could never pass for a white guy. My roommate especially couldn't pass for a white guy. He was dark, Filipino. He was tall. He was, he was just, he stood out. And I stood out because I was a little lankier too. So it was that thing. So we walk into Papa John's. Our homie's there. And he just looks at us like with a dead stare like, hey, like, he's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And we're like, what do you mean? We just came to pick up some pizza. And he was like, you guys should not be here right now. And I was like, what's going on? So literally he gave us our pizza, didn't charge us. And he said, you guys could just leave. Just go back to school. And we're like, and our school was like maybe, I don't know, half mile, bro. That's it from Papa John's. So we're like, what the fuck? What's going on? So we leave back to campus. And then as soon as we're driving past on the main road and we see like this commotion coming on, like, slow moving, like crowd. Okay. And the cars. And so we get back on campus and we're cool, but we can see to the street from where our dorms were. If we walk up a little bit like, hey, what's going on? So, so there's a caravan of people like coming down the street. And so come to find out, it was actually like a KKK rally. Because we did see like the megaphones and like they had like, it looked like a parade, but for rednecks, you know what I mean? Like that. Like a KKK rally parade / parade. So they were walking all the way, had a rally to where the courthouse was. So yeah, and so that's why the guy was looking at us crazy. So in that city, I don't know if it goes on anymore today, but you can look it up. In the late 90s, look it up. There was KKK rallies in Marion, Indiana. So that was part of it. Oh. That's how crazy that city and as much as 2024, of course racism exists, but back then, to that degree, I've never seen anything like that. Of course, over here, in Paramount, Downey, like we're all pretty much the same. The only ones you got bullied on was like our own.
Yeah. He left me thinking. So I'm like, okay, these rallies, KKK rallies.
Yeah.
If they would have spotted you.
Yeah.
Then what? Like. It's an honest question. Like, okay, well, the rallies are, of course, anti everything else.
Of course.
So if, young Davy Davis rolling around with his fucking pizza,
Right.
and you would have crossed their path, then what?
I don't know.
That's
I
what
have
I'm
no
saying.
idea.
Like, they would have done some
I have
fucking...
no idea. I have no idea. I thank God I didn't find out what would have happened. Yeah.
Thank God.
And all the white people on campus, like everybody was cool with me. Like it was just outside of our campus because that's just I guess it's been like that for ages. And some things in some places don't ever change. They don't change that much. And I after living there for a little while and even going back and visiting, I was like, damn, it really hasn't changed.
And did you experience like some like fucking straight, like, oh, you fucking beaner, you fucking this,
No.
go back to, Mexico?
So I had no clue. I had no clue that.
So you never experienced nothing racial, quote unquote, until the rally.
You know what was weird? We didn't have any black people on our school. None. And there was one other Mexican that I knew. He was a cross-country runner. Like, he was, like, number 2 in the nation. And there was no blacks. Only one Mexican dude that I knew of, and he was from Chicago.
They probably got the memo. Like, hey, they have fucking KKK
memo.
rallies here, dog. Like, don't come here,
Yeah, so...
I didn't even know that. This is crazy.
Yeah, so that after that incident, man, like, I came home, started a new life, pretty much. I mean, I still tried to play baseball and stuff like that, but it was never the same.
Okay. You catch the flight. I'm all into the story and shit. Like, you catch the flight, you land here, you come back to Riverside with your parents, and, that drive was pretty awkward because they probably felt like, damn, like,
They didn't know what was going on.
They didn't see what you seen, right?
Right.
So then that was the end of your college pursuit?
That was it, dude.
That was it? You were like, fuck this.
Yeah, that was it. So I was super jazzed to get out there, the opportunity, the whole bit, to play baseball. And, that was my dream, bro, to, like, be a major league superstar was my dream. Like, literally, that was going to be my life. Like, I already had it written out. You know how some people say, hey, man, this is what I'm doing, and they kind of figure it out. I figured out this is what I want to do. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to get there. I'm going to hit a home run, this and that, and the park, and, So that was my dream. So, yeah, all that was smashed on the way in that truck. Like, my dreams were over. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fucked
Everybody
up,
came to
dog.
a realization that, it's not going to be that way.
Ah,
Yeah.
done. That fucking sucks.
Yeah. So that was my college experience.
But I guess that's good. I went to Cal State LA.
That's right.
It's something
That's
local.
right.
Ain't
That's
no
right.
KKK rallies there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Fuck. All right. Oh, okay. So then you're back.
Yeah. I'm back home.
Then what happens? Take me through that journey.
Well, I got to get a job, dude. I got to get a job. Now I'm back. I'm back in the real world now. Like, I'm just tossed back in the real world. And, my mom was trying to encourage me to go to junior college, to RCC, because we were living out there at that time. And I was like, damn, man, like, I don't want to go to school right now. Like, I'm burnt out. Like it took me out. Like, I don't want any more school experience I don't want to experience no school, nothing.
Well, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I mean, I did try out for their baseball team and I did really well, but it still didn't, it wasn't the same, man. Like, it was like, no, now I really have to concentrate and, like, I'm held accountable for, like, all this stuff now. Like, now I have to do, if I do it, now I have to do it. Now my mom and dad are going to make sure that I do it on their terms. You know what I mean? Because in their mind, they already give me a chance, That's just Mexican parents.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
well.
Yeah, right.
All right. Now I just want to ask, what happened to this roommate? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Did he ever hit you back up?
Yeah.
Did he fucking confess? Nothing?
Never a confession, bro. Never. So after I left, I guess he must have left a few months after me. And I really didn't know what was going on with him, but I had his number. There was no answer. And then one time I went back to Indiana with my cousin, and I had been in contact with him maybe through email or a letter. Again, that's how old. So we're still sending letters, bro. Still sending letters. And
no text messages back then.
Well, yeah, no.
No iPhones.
Yeah.
Fools.
There wasn't even free minutes after 8 o'clock, bro.
Oh, they were aging. Oh, hey, fool, I'll call you after 7.
Yeah. I'll call you right back. It's almost time. So I think I got a response to a letter one time, And he kind of told me, like, he was cool and he was living, and, his family was in some city that was close to there. Because he was also adopted. He was adopted. So there was like a whole big old thing. He just had a different life than, maybe you and I are used to. And I was like, especially over there, different way of living. And so I think what happened, I hit him back. I said, oh, okay, cool. This is all good. And I never got a response back, right? And so I actually went back to Indiana with my cousin, with the family who lives there. My cousin's cool. His family is just a little off. It's all good. He knows.
We all have those deals, bro.
Diaz, whoever, all of them, bro. The whole family's all crazy. So I go back there because he was wanted to go visit and pick up his girlfriend and blah, 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 go visit. So I said, yeah, I'll go with you. I didn't have anything going on at the time. And, he said, yeah, we'll be real fast. We'll go like in 2 days, we'll be back and forth. I said, okay, cool. So we went up there, and on the way there, I actually, he told me where his family was. I knocked on the door, and it's like a white family. It's a white family comes out, and like one's old, like I don't remember if it's aunt or grandma, the one that took him in. Okay. And the little sister, she was there. She was like, yeah, Tony went to the Marines. I was like, oh damn, okay, so yeah. Do you have his information? She's like, yeah, I have it. So you can write him a letter. So I did. Probably like. As soon as I got home, I wrote him a letter. I was like, hey, what's up? But that was cool because I didn't feel no ill will to her. I just didn't know what the hell was going on. He didn't flip the script really that much. There was a lot unsaid that, a lot of loose ends. So anyways, I hit him up and he was like, yeah, I'm in the Marines. I'm actually going to graduate pretty soon. This was a couple years later. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you could come to the ceremony. So I went all the way down to Camp Pendleton.
You're a real homie right here. Damn,
that was my dog, man, for real. So I went over there all the way to Camp Pendleton by myself, chilled, got in the base with all the parents and all the families, and sure enough, there was nobody there for him, and I was the only one there. And so we chopped it up for I overall was just glad to see him. I didn't bring up nothing like that. No, hey, what happened? Like I was over. Like
you don't want to find out, solve the mystery. Hey, fool, what you do, dog?
I'm not really that type, man. Like, if I'm solid with you, I'm going to stay solid with you until you screw me, until you try to kill me, you know what I mean? Other than that, I give everybody a benefit of the doubt all the time.
That's what's up.
I just wanted to know, I think that was my closure. So I met him that day, talked it out, just, hey, how you been, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool, I'm back at home. He said, oh, okay, cool. And he was going to go off to, wherever he was going to go. And that was the last time I saw him. I think I hit him up on a letter one time after that, and I don't think I ever got a response. But yeah, I always think about that fool, Tony Aquino, man. I don't know what happened to that fool. Yeah.
Hey, Tony, hit up my boy.
Yeah. Anthony Aquino. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. Antonio? No, Anthony.
He was a good guy, man, but, he was young, too. I just attribute everything to us being kids, bro.
Well, I think we do a lot of stupid shit when we're young. So
did you say we?
I mean, I when I was young, I did a lot of stupid shit, but it's just part of being young, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
That's right. Only God knows, bro. And I don't trip on anybody, bro. Like God's gonna handle them. You know what I mean? That's just how I was.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You're 1,000% correct. Yeah. I just believe that.
I just say bless those who curse, bless those who bless you, and curse those who curse you. That's God's word, not mine, bro. So
yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? And I think karma's a real thing, and I think when you give shit, you get shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's like you reap what you sow.
Exactly. So let's wish him well. Yeah. Hopefully he's good because I know he went to the military. Yeah. And that right there, that's tough.
Yeah, I forgive everybody, bro. Like I don't care. I don't hold grudges. I tried to do that before, and it just made me a hateful person. I just let all that stuff go, bro.
Fuck, you're 1,000% correct. You know what I mean? I just think that there's a lot of people running around with grudges and hate. Yeah. And that's why they display this energy like, fuck, like what's wrong with you, bro? Like, you gotta you gotta learn how to forgive.
Yeah.
And let shit go. Don't forget. I mean, you might not forget.
Right.
You can't hold that shit. It's slows you down. Yeah. And then it makes you bring out this negative aura.
Right.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't forgive themselves, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that goes a lot. Yeah. It's a lot more simpler than what they're feeling. Anyways.
Yeah, I feel you.
Come, welcome to my TED Talk.
Therapy session 101. Nah. So then,
yeah,
college wasn't
Yeah,
you were like, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Yep.
So then how did you start acting?
Yeah, so as soon as I got back, I started going to work, man, and I met some girl that was already doing some kind of like background extra work through our church. Like we met her at some kind of, it's like there was a Royal Rangers. It's like the Christian version of the Boy Scouts.
Okay.
So we used to have gatherings, and we used to do that thing. My dad was like one of the leaders. I don't know what you call them. And then, anyways, so she was there with her parents. There were the other parents that were in charge. And then, so the daughter was like, "Oh yeah, my daughter does this." We got to talking, and she's like, "Yeah, here's the number to the guy. Like, he's real cool. Like, if he needs you, he'll call you." So yeah, so I went and I called him up. The next week, and so I ended up going on some show. I think it was like Judge Judy, like in the background, like sitting,
Judge Judy,
Judge
damn.
Judy, yeah.
Oh shit.
And so when I get there, I of course I check in and I see the girl there, blah blah blah. But I'm a dude, so there's dudes always come together with the other dudes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so like we started hitting it off. And there's another Mexican fool there, Alex. And so I remember him. He was in charge of the casting, and so I could tell. I was like, "Oh, this is like a little clique right here. Like it's just the homies right here."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And they kind of brought me in and said, "Hey, man, like, where are you gonna go for lunch? Like, come with us." I was like, "All right, cool," because I was really like the only other dude there, and it was all like old people and like girls. And so we went to Denny's. We kicked it right there, and they asking the same question. "Hey, man, like, what's going on? Where are you from? Blah, blah, it's your first time? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's no trip. Like, we always work on everything together." I was like, "Oh, word?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, yeah, I got you. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, yeah." So when the day was over, give me the numbers. Everybody give me the numbers. And then he was still working for that casting company. And so he kept hitting me up. And then here's another interesting story what I found out. So anyways, he was like the casting director, but he was my age, dude. And
really?
Yeah, but he worked for
and how old were you at that time?
19, maybe.
Oh, youngster.
Yeah.
Young Davy David.
Yeah, man. So I was, I kept working with that fool. So I ended up going to the office, and he was working for like an older man. I forget the name of the casting company, and then like I got there and I was like, it just seemed a little off, and off meaning it was all new to me, and so I was like, dang, I think that's his boyfriend, bro.
Oh shit!
And so that's how he was able to keep all of us working. So like he was like, as long as the dudes are together, like he was cool, like you know what I mean. So as long as that older, listen, Hollywood's the Wild West, bro. Especially back then, there was no cell phones, no social media,
it was nothing,
no MySpace, nothing, bro. You know
anything goes,
anything goes. It was all word of mouth, and it took a while. It was like playing telephone. So it took a while to get around. So I kind of pieced that together. No judgment. It's all good.
It's all good,
do what you got to do, to each his own. But I was like, dang, okay. So I kind of, now I look back. Oh yeah, these motherfuckers were. That was they were homies. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But anyway, they were good to me, man. He kept putting me on stuff, blah blah blah. So I started getting on sets, bigger sets. He started. They trusted me with more stuff and. Then they started featuring me, putting me in front of the camera and stuff. And I made a lot of good friends, a lot of assistant directors on set, and I kept seeing them over and over and over until, like they were like, oh, yeah, just come, tomorrow, like here's the schedule, we got it, blah, blah, blah. Then I stopped working with those guys and I just started working directly with the casting, their casting, whoever they're casting. Anyways, and so I started showing up, and it was like a consistent thing. I was always out here in L.A., working and I remember I became good friends with this guy. I forget his name, but he was assistant director. He put me on the show that I was on for, I don't know, 4 months maybe. It was a show. Was guys like us. Anyways, they had paid for my SAG dues, my after dues, the whole bit. So I was just like a regular extra background for months, dude. And it was like the coolest gig It was amazing. And so after I like joined the union, after they paid for it and that kind of thing, like they were like, hey man, like we're gonna go work on another show over here. I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, just we'll let you know, blah blah blah. We'll be in contact. I was like, all right, perfect. And so I started going to these bigger like network shows.
Okay.
And I remember like the first line I got in a sitcom. It was I think it was like the Jenny McCarthy show. But this is like not the recent Jenny McCarthy show. This is like the old
school,
the old like Jenny McCarthy show, like from 2000, something like that. It's old, bro. It's like 1999 or something like that. It's old.
I was in high school.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So and so I the assistant director, the same guy that was there, and they were like, and the director was like, hey man, this guy needs to say something. You can't just be standing there. And so he's like, all right, cool, we got it. So my line was, here's your water, and that was it. And to Jenny McCarthy, because I was literally sitting right next to her. So she's not, let him do something. You got to be standing there. Because they just put me right there. Like, yeah, just go right there. Just be by the camera. I was like, all right, cool. And so anyways, that was my first line. And so like, you know.
Here's your water.
And here's your water. They gave me a bump in pay. It was crazy. I was like, oh, man, this is cool. I could get used to this. You know?
Yeah. So what? Oh, yeah. Sign me up. I'll serve more waters.
That's right. That's right. And so it kind of led into some other things. I mean, not really speaking roles that much anymore, but I was always, you know, now I was a union background. So I got a little more money, you know, that kind of thing. So I stayed doing that for a little while. And then what took me out of it is actually I had some family problems. So like I dropped everything. I didn't want to talk to nobody. My grandpa died, the whole bit. The family was in shambles. My mom was messed up. My aunt was messed up. My uncle was being a crazy dick to the family. So I just got real hateful. It was one of those things that just caused episode in my life. Like it just switched gears. I just became a resentful, hateful person because of the family stuff.
Damn.
But yeah, so I dumped everything, man. I didn't work. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to see anybody. You know, family was fucked up, and so like I kind of secluded myself.
So you isolated yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I didn't really think of, you know, leaving. I didn't want to. It just was happenstance, man. It just happened like that. You know, just because. You know, I think. I really don't have an explanation why I did that. You know what I mean?
Maybe it was just a coping method at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Sometimes when we find ourselves in a situation, you know, that we haven't encountered, it's just sometimes we react a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just a coping method. Like, you know what? Stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
Everybody leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that.
You know what's funny is we were at Thanksgiving, like during that time. And it was like over a couple years, dude. Like everybody was getting together at Thanksgiving at my aunt's house, and everybody was having a great time. I had a great time, you know, eating, you know, Thanksgiving, turkey, pie, the whole bit. Everybody's hanging out.
Tamales? No.
Tamales. Yeah. Everybody's watching Christmas Vacation on the TV. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Lounging, and then my mom and like the aunts, they started talking at the table, and I was there just chilling, you know, and I was kind of like ear hustling a little bit, and I was like, what? And they started like getting upset, talking about, you know, my mom's mom and my grandpa that passed, and like this, everybody started getting emotional, and I was like, what's going on? And then they were talking about the brother, my uncle, the one that, you know, changed the whole family dynamic, and I started to get heated a little bit, you know what I mean? And then
it was surfacing.
Yeah, and so like everything came to a head that day. So everybody was upset and, you know, crying, and it turned into that thing. And I remember, I think like I had some plate of my food, and I just threw that shit in the trash. I said, I'm gonna go kill that motherfucker right now. So I literally got my keys, threw my whatever I had away like violently, and I stormed out of the house. And I got in my car. I'm gonna go kill that motherfucker right now. That was in my mind. I don't know if I was actually, you know, because I'm not OJ Chill. So I did. I was pissed, dude. So I jumped in my car, and like my whole family came outside, bro, and blocked the whole street, like trying.
Mijo, no.
Yeah. So they eventually called me back, and I was okay. Went back inside. So everybody's crying and hugging and that kind of thing. But yeah, man, it was a mess, dude. So it all led to a head, you know. I'm a person that keeps everything inside, and everything's internal. All my dialogue's internal. I don't talk to anybody. The only time I come on is when there's cameras around or microphones around. That's it. You know what I mean? I keep everything inside. It's all personal. Like at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah, but do you think it would be I don't say healthier. It would be more, well, let's say healthier, like a healthier way to just have like a friend, somebody that you could just fucking just let it all out. because I was like that.
Yeah.
I was raised that way, though.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like I was.
So it's more cultural, I think.
Very cultural.
So I was like that, and I don't know. I post every now and then on Thursdays, Throwback Thursdays,
right.
of pictures of me when I was young.
Right.
Bro, I was never smiling, dog.
Yeah.
I was that guy. Always. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Now you see the pictures now, I'm always smiling, dog. Mm-hmm. But it's just because everything was internal for me. I kept everything inside. And I think that shit, it starts fucking with you, And then you walk around angry. So that's why I say, like, and I think it's healthy to just sometimes, you're right. Some people don't give a fuck, and they shouldn't. Yeah. It's not their life, right? Yeah. But it's like you always have to have that one person that, for me, is my wife. I'm like, hey, fuck. She's like, damn, fool. Like,
hey, good for her.
You know what I'm saying? She should be getting paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She needs a raise in allowance or something, bro. Hey, a nail fund, a hair fund, something, bro.
I bless her all the time. So, but it's like, I don't know, maybe, do you have that person that you could just call?
Let me give you an angle of that backstory too. So growing up, we were always taught by my dad, like, you don't ask for anything, you don't borrow anything from anybody. Like, we're self-sufficient. If we don't have it, we're gonna figure it out. If we don't need it, we don't need it. That's it. And then also too, being a teenager, well, not only a teenager, but my dad was a pastor for like close to 35 years. Okay, so growing up as a pastor's kid, like there was no one else to relate to me. Nobody. Like. There was no other pastor's kids. I was the only kid, like in my school, at the park, at playing baseball. Like I was the only pastor's kid. And so like I kind of had to act a different way. You know what I mean? Like I had to be a representative of my dad. And so
that changes.
I didn't have an outlet like that. Like I couldn't be one of the guys. I couldn't be one of the kids. I couldn't be that kid. You know what I mean? I had to be my dad's kid. I had to be David and Lena's kid. That's it. And so like that was the whole thing. So like once I started coming into my own, getting older, as going to college and gaining some experiences, I didn't know how to handle that because we were still, I was still going off of that teaching, like, hey, just you got to deal with it. You know what I mean? What's anxiety when you're a Mexican kid? Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
it don't exist.
It's non-existent, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, and all that depression and anxiety, like, it doesn't exist in Mexican households growing up, bro. You know that. Like, it's a cultural thing.
Yes.
I don't know if it's, machismo or whatever it is. Like, it doesn't exist. But I think that was part of it. So, like, it all came to a head, bro. And so, like, that. But now I didn't have any friends back then, bro. To be honest with you, I had the only people I had that understood a little bit were my cousins, but they were still doing their own thing. Their dads weren't. They were getting in trouble, tagging, and doing that thing, and starting fights in the park and trying to get me involved, and like I couldn't do it.
You're smart.
Because, well, first of all, I didn't want to fight nobody. Although I ended up, of course, everybody gets in fights, but I didn't want to disappoint my mom and dad. I was very respectful of them. I didn't want them to. I don't want to offend the church, you know what I mean? Like, and have them ashamed of me. So I was big on that. So I still kept that, and I still keep that. Got to be a good representative of my family. You know what I mean?
So you honor your parents,
of course, man. Because I've seen my mom and dad do that, for their entire lives. It's like, okay, well, dang, if they can do it, I could do it for sure. Like, and it was a high level of respect in my family. Like for my grandpa, my grandma, on both sides. There was mad respect. Everybody respected my parents. And so I kind of felt not entitled to that respect, but I wanted to fit into that vein of handing respect to those who deserved it. You know what I mean? And just kind of following the footsteps of my mom and dad in that regard. But yeah, so that's one of the missing parts that I didn't explain. So yeah, grew up in the church. So I didn't have anybody, bro. But now, of course, you gain friends, and I still didn't talk for a long time, bro. And I still, the only person I can talk to now. I mean, I can talk to my mom, but it's not like that. It's not. She's still my mom. We had to jump over that hump where she's just my mom, and I'm just her son. We had to get over that, and we kind of just recently, man, like within a few years after my dad's passing and stuff, like we were like, okay, you're actually David. Like, you're not my mijo or my son. Yeah, you are, but you're yourself. You're an individual. And I had to realize that about her too. And I was like, oh, dang, she's actually, Lena. She's a person. She's not just mom. And so, yeah, of course, I talked to her, and you know, she's my life. But I think the only person I can talk to about like everything is like my brother. You know what I mean? Because we do everything together, man. Like we were brought up the same way. He was a little more rambunctious than me. He was a little more out of pocket, but it's
wild,
a little more wild as a kid than I was. And I was like, damn, why is he acting like this? Just chill out, dude. So now, yeah, I can count on my brother and talk to him, but like it took me a long time to figure it out. Like, you know, couldn't really talk to family or anything like that. He's really the only one.
You know what I think? It's really difficult for us as Mexican being raised. You know, I'm first generation, so it's like we're raised that way, and we're taught to hold everything. You know, keep everything inside, and you know, feeling some type of way is weakness.
Of course.
You're weak.
Right.
Cabrón, sea hombre.
Yeah.
And we don't realize how fucked up that shit is until we're older. Like,
yeah.
And everything starts surfacing, all these triggers and all of fuck, you know? Like,
you know what it is? The first thing that anybody says, like, for us growing up, why you crying?
For real.
Why you crying? Oh, I guess...
Oh, ¿estás llorando?
It feels natural.
¿Estás llorando? Te voy a hacer llorar de verdad, cabrón.
Yeah.
Esa pa? The fuck?
Your feelings are hurt?
Yeah.
Go dig a ditch, fool. Go pull the weeds.
So I just think that, you know, as we get older, we start understanding things deeper.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we get a better understanding on why that's not, you know, like, dog, you should not, certain things that, you know, I'm not complaining. I was raised.
I'm complaining.
You know, I'm like, man, so I was raised with value, respect, and all that, all the same morals, and that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. But there's some things that I don't agree with, but it is what it is. You know, it's like it's part of life. Like now, I know right from wrong, and I know what to do, and now I don't. You know, I choose to do things in a healthier way. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, of course. And see, that's my big thing these days, too. Everything has to be healthy, man. Like, you know, any type of relationship that I come into these days, you know, male, female, whoever it is, coworkers, colleagues, whatever it is, I just want it to be healthy. If it's not healthy, then I don't have time for it, man. If you're toxic, like, go be toxic on your own time, bro. Like, my time is valuable, dude. You know what I mean? I only got, you know, I'm only going to be living, you know, to like 125. So, you know, I only got a little time left, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's one of those things, man. Hey, you like, what's the perspective I always think is like, hey, man, like you only got like, you know, a few summers left, bro. You know what I mean? If you really think about it. You know what I mean?
And then people are going to be quick to say, oh, well, you've changed. No, motherfucker. I just choose not to be involved in this shit.
Right.
Toxicity. Like you being toxic, you having all these fucking negative eyes. Like, dog, keep that shit over there, dog. Don't bring that shit over here. Because you're right. Like, our time is, you know, time is valuable. Who you spend your time with is very important, and keep that shit the fuck away from me.
Right.
That's the way.
Yeah.
And I think the older I get, the tolerance for stupidity and toxic people is very, very, very low. Like I can't.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I do? I just I still give people benefit of the doubt, but I let them weed themselves out also. So,
yes.
So like, yeah, come around, do your thing, but you know, am I going to hang out with you again, or like, am I going to answer the calls, or probably not?
And I think that's just well, for me, it's my nature. Like, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. You know, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot by yourself.
Right.
Like,
yeah, because you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. You know, you got a cool spirit, and, you know, that's just you, bro.
That's just who I am. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And if I feel some type of way, then it's cool. We hung out, but it probably won't happen again.
Right.
You know? Because at the end of the day, our time is very valuable. My energy is very valuable, and my circle is really small. But if I invite you in, it's like I don't have time for none of that shit.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that makes sense.
It's like the best therapy session ever.
Man, I'm telling you, dog.
It's either you have a podcast or get therapy.
But at least this is way funner than therapy. Therapy, they sit you down and this motherfucker just asking you questions.
That's what I'm saying, man.
This is way more fun.
Yeah, dudes these days, either they got a podcast or they go to therapy.
All right. So, you know what I mean? your first movie role.
My first one, well, that movie role.
Or...
So okay. Yeah. So let me pick up.
Okay.
So after that whole thing, I went through the family thing. I went back, and then I started working in the nightclubs. It was a whole deal. That was another story, another episode of my life. Like I started managing nightclubs. Yeah, nightclubs, DJ. Yeah, bro. It was
DJ.
Crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I want to know about that.
Hey, we can go through the whole timeline, bro. It's all good.
Shit.
You got time? I got time.
I got time, bro. I love great conversations. I'm all into it and
That's
shit.
So anyway, I the whole family thing. I moved out. I went and found a girlfriend. And, you know, blah blah blah. I wasn't doing anything. Then I got a corporate job for a little while. Did really well there. My mom got me the job there that she was working at. I started making a lot of money. As a young kid, was number one in my department for years and years. Damn. And I was like, you know what, man, this is not for me, dude. So like I really took everything out of my bank. My 401k, cashed it out, and I was chilling, bro, for I don't know, maybe a year, like just hanging out.
How old were you?
Bro, I was still young. I was like 22 maybe.
And you just said, fuck it.
Yeah, I was over. Those feelings started to come back, bro. Like, you know.
Okay.
And then I felt like a sense of like when I met this girl, like I just felt like, you know, I was top dog. And like now I'm cool. Like I got a girlfriend. You know? So it just turned into a whole thing, a different thing. And I'm not that person today. Anyway, so I started just hanging out, chilling, doing my thing, and I met this guy next door. He was going to this club that was in Rubidoux. It was called Club Metro. And so it was like the biggest club. I didn't know that. It was like the biggest thing. I just thought it was normal because it was like where we used to go. Mm-hmm. And so he got a job there, and he was like, hey, meet all my homies right here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then the guy, one of my best friends now, he was managing the club at the time, Danique. Huge fool. Just a big dude. No, he's just big. He's bigger than his wall, bro. Yeah, that's my guy right there. That's my guy. And like everybody was intimidated, but he's like the biggest teddy bear, the coolest guy I've ever known, bro. Anyways, he was like, hey, introduce me, and he was like, hey, you want to work? I was like, work where? He's like, work here. Doing what? Security. I was like, do security here? I was like, bro, I'm like
bouncer.
Like, at that time I was like 160 pounds, bro. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm a be security. I was like, all right. He's like, yeah, come and start tomorrow. Your boy says you're cool. I was like, we need people. I was like, all right, because we're already here every day, anyways. It was literally just behind our house. And so it turned into that, and then then I was managing the security. And at the time, now when you get more responsibility, you don't have to show up as much. You just tell people what to do, set the schedule, that kind of thing. So it turned into that. Like now, it's just doing admin, it's kicking it, talking to the girls, hanging out, chilling. Yeah, bro, it was the best. And then so I was
down
like,
ass.
I wasn't getting bored, but I just like, yeah, okay, this is cool. And he was like, hey man, why don't you want to learn how to DJ? I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And so he was like, all right, just here's the homie right here. He'll teach you. I'll teach you. We'll teach you. I was like, oh, okay, if you're really into it. So anyways, I got really into it. I started playing the opening set, when the doors opened right at 9 o'clock. So 9 to 10, that was my thing for I don't know, months,
Did
bro.
you have your headset? You were
And then they started, then they were like, damn, this fool could really mix right here. And so I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then they bought me some CDJs. I don't remember CDJs. Remember the little ones?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, my birthday was a big thing. I was like, oh, this is dope. So like they really pushed me into it. So I was all in, bro. Like I was in. I was like, okay, cool. I was still working at the club, but now I was on my off days. I was DJing at different clubs too, all in the IE. And then so anyways, it turned into that club ended up closing. I went to another club. It ended up closing. So. Then I just started DJing full time. Like I was DJing, 5 nights a week. It was really cool, man. I met some cool people. I met another girl. I met my wife. I'm not married anymore, but at that time, I was married for a little while, and I had actually met her at the first club I worked at, bro. Yeah, she was actually a go-go dancer, so it was one of those deals. Oh, so I thought it was all cool back then, bro. I was like, oh, this is I can get used to this.
I love this.
Yeah,
I think this is my calling.
So yeah, man. So it turned into a whole thing, bro. I was DJing every day. I was getting paid cash. Boom, at the end of the night, done, all good. 5 nights a week. I was like, oh, this is cool, man. Like I don't have no boss. I only have to show up at night. So I was like, at that time when you were younger, like it was like, oh, this is dope, man.
This is
like,
life.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm chilling. I just got to play music, just keep everybody happy and dancing, which I had a great time at, you know what I mean? But that all ended too, abruptly. And so what happened, since we're going on the timeline, this is like a therapy session for me, man, because I don't even think my family knows all this stuff.
Let's go, dog. I love it.
So, after maybe a couple years of DJing, like consistently, like, I got my thing going, blah, blah, blah. I was with my girl one day at the club, okay? She never used to go out. Never. She used to pop out once in a while because she had like a day job. And this was, of course, after her go-go days were over. So
after you were like, those days are behind you, girl.
That's it. And so she got a job, and then so I was still DJing. I convinced her one day, I think it was like on a Thursday night, to come out and hang out at the club. So she did. And, of course, for some whatever reason, I was like extremely exhausted that day, like exhausted where I, wasn't feeling the best when we finished. And then, excuse me. The club ended. I got paid. We're leaving, and I was like, "Hey, do you think you can drive?" And I never do. I always drive. So we get in the car. You know what I mean? And I never used to put my seatbelt on, bro. Never. But I was like, "Oh, my girl's there. I better put my seatbelt on." You know what I mean? Just because.
Fuck.
Okay. And she didn't put her. We didn't wear seatbelts back then. Like it was hit or miss. Okay, and this was in Ontario. Was it Ontario? Yeah. So we're leaving. I think it was called Rocks Club at the time. It was on Foothill, in Haven, in Ontario, and we leave the club. She's driving. We get onto Haven, going towards the 10th freeway, and then. We were just chilling. We turn the music up, talking, have a conversation. I pull up my cash as got counting it right there. I was like, oh, this is dope. So it was a great night. You know what I mean? I was tired. I was being driven around. It was cool. I was going home.
Pocket full of cash.
Yeah, about to go eat some Jack in the Box tacos.
Damn,
you know what I mean?
with fucking buttermilk and some fucking
some buttermilk ranch mix. The mix. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Right there, chilling. Hit the sack. That was the plan for the night, you know what I mean? Just going home, and then literally when we got on the road straight, almost made it to the 10th freeway, bro. And then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, like it was just like this big crash. Like I've never heard anything so loud. Got hit by a car.
You guys got hit by a car.
We didn't know what happened. I couldn't tell you what direction it came from. I couldn't tell you. The only thing I saw literally was like us spinning around like that. Like inside, and just like dust was everywhere. It was crazy. It was like literally one of those scenes like from one of those movies, bro. Like when it's all dramatic and it's all slow.
So you didn't see nothing coming, like through the mirror, nothing.
Heard nothing.
Oh, that's the worst.
So the only thing I heard was a little blip of a police siren. That was the last thing I heard. Was like, boop. That was the last thing I heard. And then I remember just spinning in wherever in the intersection, obviously. But I just remember turning sideways and being faced all the way on my right side or the left side. She was driving, and we were heading towards the pole, like those big poles, the street lights. And then I was like, oh, so here we go. And then I remember put my arm around her here, so I got all these scars right here, and I just kind of held her right there, and like literally the only thing I could say was Jesus help us, you know what I mean? And we hit the pole, boom, and after that, like I blacked out until we woke up upside down on the other side of the street, and then I just was like, what? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where it was just I just blacked out for a second. So when I came to, I was like, oh dude, am I okay? Like look at all my teeth, like I was like my head hurt a little bit, and I was like, damn, what's going on? So and she's in there. I was like, hey, like, you all right? I was like, oh, damn, maybe she's dead or something like that. I didn't know what was going on. And then she finally was coming to, and then we were upside down. So I let myself out, and I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of walk a little bit. I'm good. And then she's like, I can't get out. I was like, oh, my God. So what I was doing, I was crawling out the window to see if, like, we're on fire or anything like I wanted to see what was going on, assess the situation as best as I can. And then I finally let her down, and she's like, I can't walk. I was like, oh, my God. So here I am, like, I basically numb, bro, like numb, but just like some parts of my body are weak, And I'm just like pulling her to the sidewalk, you know what I mean? Just kind of like dragging her, assisting like while she's crawling to the thing. And we sit there on the sidewalk and we're just like, what's going on? And then she starts crying, breaking down. I was like, you're fine, you're okay. Like, don't trip too much. You're gonna go in shock. That's what I thought. Like, don't do it. Somebody else came and they were like, yeah, trying to calm us down. And I was like, just calm down. Like, you're gonna be in shock or whatever, or you're in shock, but don't let it get past a point. You know what I mean? It can fuck you up. And so we're sitting there, and I was so confused, bro, so confused. So I stand up to see if I could, if I'm cool. Like, I was like, all right, I'm kind of cool. And I look around like, damn, like, where's all the blood coming from, dude? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no. And I wiped it like, I was like, no, that's cool. I was feeling myself, no. I was like, damn, where's all the blood coming from? And I was like, huh? I was like, oh, shit. This whole thing was open, bro. It felt like... It just looked like you see the muscle and tendons and stuff like that. Like it was a big hole. See that thing right there? Like this was a big old hole right here. All this stuff. Anyways, so I was like, oh dang. So it was like my hand was dripping blood, and I was like, oh dang. So that was the only place that I was cut. I mean, I had little cuts and stuff too, but this was like, I was like, oh dang.
That was major.
So I was like, oh, I better just chill. So and literally, the only thing I remember is like ambulance was there. They were there fast because the hospital's right there, like right up the street. And then I look and I finally come to. I was like, oh my God, like, it's like, who's that over there? Cops are already right there. And I was like, what's going on, dude? I have no idea. And then I see another truck over here past us, like on that side by our car. I was like, huh, what the fuck? So I was just confused, bro. And so they get us into separate ambulances, take us to the hospital. Of course, they do the whole CAT scan, MRI, whatever they do. We're in there for hours, separate. I didn't know what was happening with her. She didn't know what was happening with me. So, it was just one of those anxious things. And they wouldn't tell you. Like, I said, we can't tell you. Like,
No.
I said, just calm down. Just relax. You're okay. Blah, blah, blah. They're going to take you some more tests. Just relax. Try to, I was like, oh, I can't. So I was worrying the whole time about her. And so, this is like in the trauma room, whatever the ER, I don't know, whatever the major one is. And then we're in there, or I'm in there. I don't know where she was, but obviously somewhere close. Yeah. And then I see across from me, these guys were, the cops were there. I was like, damn, what the fuck? And this guy was arguing with the cops on the bed. I was like, damn, this was being all crazy right now. And then come to find out, that was the guy that hit us. So he was fine. He was fine. He was cool.
But he was drunk?
Yeah, he was faded, super faded. Because I remember watching at the scene and like a guy getting handcuffed. I didn't put two and two together at the time. And he was like, my arm. And he was like, just kidding. I was like, huh? And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this was...
No, he thinks he's fucking funny while you guys are fucking...
I had no idea what's going on, bro. We get there, so I find out that's that guy. And the cops are talking to him like, hey, man, like, is he good to go? And they were like, yeah. He was like, all right, get up. And the cop was like, get up. And fucking hooked him right there, took him out. And he was like laughing, cussing, the whole bit. Like, he didn't give a fuck in there.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, he didn't care. And then the cops come back, and I guess another set of cops came back, and they were like mad at me. I was like, well, these fools mad at me. Like, what did I do? And they were like, no, that's not the guy. He left already. Because they were like, hey, you know what you did? I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I just was hit. They were like, no, that's not him.
Oh, they were confusing with other dudes.
Yeah, they got confused, but he was already gone. So anyways, it was cool. After they were like, oh, okay, cool. So anyways, another guy came in, the sergeant, the guy who was actually chasing the guy. So it was a high-speed pursuit. This guy was doing over 120 miles an hour down Haven. Boom. Like, he made a right turn, didn't stop. That was the whole thing. Like, he made a right turn at the red light. You're supposed to just at least give a little look, you know what I mean? He didn't. He just bounced. He just went, and then they started chasing him down the street, literally for a mile. And like it's wide open, bro. It's 3 a.m. There's no cars on the road. Like, he's gonna floor it, and they're gonna go chase him because there's nobody there. So the only people that were there were me and another car. So
he hit both.
He hit us first. Okay, he pushed us out of the way, and that fool was going so fast. He hit another truck in front of us, a ServPro truck. The guy was working. And he killed him. Yeah, he got ejected through the windshield. Yeah. So he ended up killing somebody. So anyways, it was a crazy thing, man. So, we were, It was wild, man. So back at the hospital, the sergeant came in. He started crying. I was like, "Why is this fool crying, dude? Wait, what's going on?" He was like, I'm sorry. He just kept apologizing. I was like, what's? And then come to find out, he was the one who was leading the chase, and so like incidentally, he caused it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but not so. I was like, why? After I was like, he just had a soft spot.
I just think he didn't do it on purpose.
He was doing his job.
He was doing his job. But fuck, having that burden on you, like he probably fuck.
Mm-hmm. So, and he was crying, and I started crying. It was just a whole thing, bro. It was emotional, bro. And then he didn't tell us, like, that somebody died. And we found out later. I was like, damn.
And what happened to your girl? I mean, at the time.
Like, this was happening, like, at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whatever it was. And then they finally let me see her, like, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. So, like, we were apart that long. And then they brought us together. And, of course, we were there. And we were saying it,
But nothing happened to her, like, permanently.
No broken bones, back issues. Like, we were laid up in bed for like 2 months at my parents' house, in their bed. Like, we couldn't move, could barely eat for like 2 months straight in bed, bro.
And the driver went to prison?
Yeah, so he ended up going to prison for, I think he was sentenced to 15 years, and I think he went
for manslaughter.
Yeah, I think he served 9 years or something like that. And he just got out like, a few years ago. So I was like, oh, okay. Or 12 years or something like that he got. Yeah. He was supposed to get 15. He got 10 or 12, something like that. You know how
good behavior?
Whatever. But, I don't hold no grudge, man. But, Buster Ford, that's his name. That was his name. I felt bad because we had to go to court and testify, like, what is our experience, blah, blah, blah. And they, it was a long court thing, dude. And then the first time we went to the court, like, the family was there.
Oh, the one that passed.
Yeah. Oh. And so I didn't know who these people were. I didn't know. After I gave my testimony, like, there was a big group outside. I was like, damn, this is like, what is this? Like Lincoln lawyer or something? What's going on? I was like, damn. And so I walk out there and it's the family, dude. And they just look at me like, and they all start crying and like coming up and like, I was like, they were just looking for answers, bro. You know what I mean? They were just looking for answers. And all I could say was like, oh, I really didn't know what to say. I don't even know what I said. But, of course you have to be courteous. And I was like, oh, dang, that's the family. I was like, oh, damn, dude.
How did that make you feel?
What do you mean?
In terms of, like, you both got hit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the other driver didn't make it.
Yeah, you don't want
to. And then now you feel like.
Yeah. No. Bro, there's a couple things. Very grateful, man. From that day, like, my life changed again. You know what I mean? It was just another chapter. I closed one, opened another one, had a new outlook, a new perspective. And I haven't changed since then. I'll always remember that day, dude. Always, always, always. I'll never forget it. It made me a better person. I stopped being so hateful and so resentful. I started forgiving everybody. I had to make everything right with everyone. It just turned a new leaf in my life, man. And it was just like, it just opened my eyes. It's like, okay, cool. I was really given a second chance, man. You know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean? So, it was just one of those life-changing events, man, that I'll never forget. And I'll give you another perspective on that in regards to when it's your time, man. So it wasn't my time then. But I look and hearing the stories about the guy who was killed he forgot his lunch at home, okay, that night. He went back home to get his lunch, and it was like at 9, 10, right when the kids were going to sleep, right? So everybody was up still. He got his lunch, said bye, I got to go back to work, forgot my lunch, and that was the last time they talked to him. But he got a chance to go back home. Yeah. Yeah, wild, right?
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So when I think about that, sometimes I forget that part, dude. But when I tell a story, it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. He did go back home. He got a chance to say goodbye. He got a chance to kiss his wife and kids again, And what if I didn't have that chance? I didn't talk to my mom that night. I didn't talk to nobody that day. You know what I mean? The only person I thought about was myself. You know what I mean? So it just puts a lot of perspective and it pushes a lot of the buttons to be like, oh, okay, wow.
But when it's your time, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It was his time.
Yeah.
And now You got a second chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit. That's a reminder, though.
Yeah.
Life could change like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One day we're sitting here, we're talking, and the next day, a big old car accident.
That's it, man. It
Like,
happens all the time.
Man, we got to appreciate things. Well, for me, I can only speak for myself. Like, sometimes life is so precious, and it could just be snatched.
But snatched out, man, without... Like I said, I'm not in control, man. Like, I already come to the realization that I'm not in control of anything. But, if I'm making a fool of myself, I'm being in control of being a fool. But other than that, like, time marches on, bro. You know what I mean? The sun's gonna rise tomorrow, whether you're here or not.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you brought up some great fucking points right there, dude. Like, this is, that's why you gotta care less about what others got to say.
Yeah, that's what I said.
This, that. None of that shit matters,
at the
bro.
End of the day, no one gives a fuck about you, bro. They do,
right.
But you are born alone and die alone, bro. You know what I mean?
Because when you do go, nothing stops, bro.
No, the show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah. And
you think that shit's going to matter? Oh, what this comment on social media or what this person thinks about me or what my tío, my tía, or my mom said or this or that. None of that shit is going to matter. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
So I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, man. So that's my story, dog, from that.
Damn, that shit.
I just got stories, dog. I just got stories.
That shit got me like, I want to see this. When I see it, I want to see my expression. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
But you're here. Thank God.
Thank God.
And, I'm sorry for the passing of the other individual that I don't know, but it sucks.
Yeah.
But shit, life is precious, and I'm glad that you're okay, bro.
No, me too, man. I'll never be able to relate to those people, but I'm somehow tied to that event, in their lives for the rest of their lives too. You know what I mean? So it's just a weird, not weird. It's just another perspective. It's like, okay, well, you actually have something to do with somebody's fate. You know what I mean?
And I think maybe that did change. Well, it did. You said it did, because now you feel like, damn, I got a second chance, dude. Mm-hmm. So now you're starting to make the adjustments. Like, I don't want to hold grudges. Right. I need to make things right with people, because what you experienced was some real stuff.
Yeah.
So it did make those changes.
Yeah.
So you think that from that point on, your life just changed for the better?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I stopped DJing in the club. I mean, I was doing things that probably shouldn't be doing. I was talking to people I shouldn't probably be talking to, doing things, that I look back and was like, probably wasn't the best decision. Or, just being not reckless. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a weirdo. It's not being reckless. It's just doing things out of my character that I should have not been doing. You know what I mean? Just it wasn't on the right track. If I would have stayed in that, it's like if I would have stayed in the entertainment business from when I first started till now, God knows I would have probably been a wreck, bro. I probably would have been messed up, drugs. Who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. There's a reason why I didn't stay in it, and there's a reason why I didn't stay in the clubs like that also. DJing and doing the whole thing. It could have turned into something else. I'm pretty sure. And it would have been another wormhole that I was not ready to accept. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To pay the ultimate price of, either harming myself or, dying in some weird way. Anyways, it doesn't matter now. Mm-hmm. What matters is I'm here and I'm able to be like, reflect and put the perspective, back into my life every day. So, okay, let's just remind ourselves of, why, or what you actually came out of. You know what I mean? It's not. I think about it. It's not crazy, but other people here are like, that's kind of crazy. But I say, hey, you know what? The show must go on, man. Like, I can't dwell on what happened yesterday. I got to deal with the now and tomorrow.
Exactly, and I think it should serve as a reminder. Like when you start feeling some type of way, like for me, when I start complaining, like, well, that reminder right there, like, bro, stop, So,
yeah, man.
Did that event get you back into acting?
Yeah. So it's funny. So after that, I started. I got out of the club business, kind of. I didn't DJ anymore, and I got back into. Well, I started So I was like self-taught with graphics and stuff like that, like Photoshop and Illustrator. Like when it first came out, I was like the only one that knew how to do anything like that. Like literally self-taught, just sat there and just like figured shit out. And so I started doing those type of things, and I started, then I was actually like hired onto some graphic companies for a few years, and then actually became creative director at another company. Of course, it was a corporate job, 9 to 5, you get a salary, but it was unfulfilling for me. You know what I mean? It just was missing something. Hey, stop yawning, fool. And I couldn't take that 9 to 5. It was it's literally as boring as I'm telling the story, bro. Like,
no, it's not, dog.
You know what I'm saying? No, but it is. It's just not my thing, dog. So I was like, damn, I need to, like, I have some existential stuff that I just need to bust out of. You know what I mean? This is not me. Like, yeah, it's cool. I'm making my mom and dad happy, and everybody around me is happy for you. It's like you get to wear brown shoes to work. No, fool. Like, I'm cool. It wasn't for me. So I said, hey, you know what? Let me get back into something that I'm used to. You know what I mean? And let's start making moves. And so like I actually got back into the nightclub business, and I started managing.
But not as the DJ.
Not as a DJ. Bro.
All right.
So I started managing nightclubs. So I got into that, and it went well. You're making more money, you meet a lot of people, and I was making, a lot of cash. So it felt a little better. I felt a little cool, but I was still missing something. Like, fuck, man, like this is fine, but like, again, I'm hurting myself by being out late, doing this thing, and I was missing something. Mm-hmm. The part of me is just like I'm an arty kind of kid. Like I love the arts. I love being creative. I wasn't being creative at the 9 to 5 because they weren't letting me doing my job what I wanted to do. They wouldn't take my ideas. It's like, what's the point, dude? Like I'm just being a puppet here. I'm good. So I got back into doing that, and then and this is where it leads back into the acting thing. So I was doing that for years. Managed a couple of nightclubs. And then all of a sudden, like I was like, you know what, I'm over this. Like my dad died at that time. I was like, it hit me in another spot, like another episode of my life. It's another change happened. It was the lowest point in my life. Depressed is probably not the right word. It's probably like another clinical term for it. That it was just like beyond like. It changed my life, man. When he left, like it's still now. It's changed. It hasn't been the same ever since. It's not been the same. And everybody around me notices it. But what can you do? I'm human.
Yeah.
It's just meant to where I'm meant to be exactly where I'm at and who I am, and I'm okay with that. And if it affects people, fine. I'm not doing anything negative. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not making. I'm not being ugly towards people. Just it's all internal. Like I had to come to realization. Hey, you know what? Like my first friend is gone. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. It's just another perspective thing. But yeah, at the lowest point in my life, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm just over this stuff too. Like I worked the day of my dad's funeral. I went back to work that night. Yeah, and the guy who was owning the place, he didn't give a fuck, bro. Like he didn't care. Like.
Did you go back because it was like a coping mechanism, or it's still you hadn't accepted it and you were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna
I accepted
pretend.
it. I accepted it. I'll tell you why. Because it was an easier acceptance because my dad died of cancer, so we were able to see the progression of his demise over months and months and years and months. And so you say, hey, you know what? He's probably not going to make it. And so like it was an easier thing to deal with when he actually passed and accept that he's really gone. But yes, to cope with his loss, I did engulf myself into work and say, you know what? Dad would have went to work too. He would have told me, no, man, go to work. Like just go. I mean, we're fine. Everyone's fine. There's nothing you could do about it. Just go. Like go make your money. Go do your thing. Like. But that goes back to the old thing, just like, hey, don't count on nobody, just do your thing, you know what I mean? Which is fine. But so that whole it was just like a big cloud, and I started working for another place, and this is where my life turned again. So my lowest point, bro, and this is where leading up to where I'm at today. I went to training for remember Tilted Kilt, the restaurant?
Tilted Kilt.
Shout out Tilted Kilt.
I had applied to a franchise with them.
Yeah?
That's funny.
Did you really?
Bro. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, back then.
Oh, yeah?
And then I don't know what happened. I started investing more in real estate.
Okay.
But yeah, but I know.
So the guy I was working with, the other manager at another club restaurant place that I was at, he was like, yeah, man, come with me if you want. Like, oh, I quit my job. I quit it. I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing it. So I was like, nah, man. And he called me. I was already off for like a month, whatever. He's like, hey, I know you don't want to manage anymore or do anything like that, but I have a position open, like a GM right here. I was like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Like it's easy. It's gonna be me and you. I was like, fuck. I love this guy to death. He's older than me. He's like a little mentor to me too, like my dad's age too. So he's like, he's real cool. White guy, and I was like, he's like, think about it. I'll give you a couple days. Think about it. I was like, damn. So I did. I thought about it, and literally that same night I called him. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm in. Is that all right?
And that was for the Tilted Kill?
For Tilted Kill.
Which one, in Long Beach?
No, it was in Chino.
Oh, okay.
Chino Hills? Chino. And then he's all right, cool. We start next week. I was like, next week? He's like, yeah, we're going to Arizona for a month. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, we got to go train. So I was like, damn, we're going to go. Okay, fuck, that quick? All right. He's like, yeah, because, the new owner took over. He's ready to go. Training's ready. I was like, damn, okay. So go to Arizona, there, do my thing. It was cool. Had a good time. Everything's cool when it's new. Meeting all kinds of people, learning the process, blah, blah, blah. Change a little scenery. It's all good. So there's this, it was like right around like Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
Ish, like when we started, we're finishing up. And then there's this guy, I don't know if you heard of him, Mario Lopez. You guys know Mario Lopez?
The fucking Mario just turned 50 and he looks 20. What the fuck? And pásame la receta, vato.
Tequila, bro. So I go. So during this whole time that span, like I started building my social media following up, okay, and I started reconnecting with old friends that I used to be friends with in Hollywood, blah blah blah. It was all good. They were like, oh, okay, so it grew, exponentially. And Mario was one of the guys that followed me, okay, and I was like, oh damn, Mario's cool, like yeah, and I was like, oh, this is dope. And so, anyways, it was already for maybe that year he was following me, and I was like, damn, I don't hit nobody up in the DMs. Dude, this is kind of weird. But he was actually doing Cinco de Mayo in Arizona, like in the city next to me. Okay. I was like, fuck. It was on a Saturday too. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, I should go over there, dude, because go say what's up at least. Uh-huh. And then I told the guy that I was working with, I was like, hey, dude, I'm not gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna go meet Mario. He's like, what? And he's like, all right, go ahead, dude. I'll cover you. It's all good. I'll tell him that you're sick. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna be in that town. He's like, hey, come through, come hang out. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, here's my number, here's my boy's number. Hit us up when you're here, blah blah blah. So I went there in an Uber, pulled up to the Civic Center. It was like a big festival. I was like, dang, Cinco de Mayo. And then I pulled up, and then I was like, damn, this is cool. They introduced me to everybody, and they're like, yeah, Mario's coming right now. He met me, and then like the minute we met, he was like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, let's go take a shot. But here's the thing. So
Mario ain't wasting no time.
None. So at that time, I wasn't a tequila drinker, bro. I didn't drink. I was like, fuck, I don't want to drink tequila ever. Like, this is disgusting. Because at that point, like, we were all drinking, the trash stuff and even Patron. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're going to get sick, dude. You're going to get sick.
Oh, you're going to get hella sick. Might throw up green.
So I was like, nah, this is cool. But he was like, yeah, let's go to the bar. So, but that's his test, bro. So if you ever ask you to take a shot with him, just do it. He's trying to fill you out, bro.
All right.
So we go there, we take a shot.
Fucking note to self. Don't say no to Mario Lopez. Chinga su madre, take two. Boom.
So we take the shots, we're there, we hang out, and then literally as we're talking, it's like, dude, this is like my primo right here, dude. Like, we hit it off from the jump. He's like, all right, cool. And he was like, hey, man, you Jewish? I was like, no, fool. Why am I Jewish? What are we talking about? I said, no, fool. He said, you have the star by your name on your Instagram. I said, star of David, dog. David, I'm David. He said, oh, okay. And I was like, bro, look at my license, bro. David Morales. I was like, oh, okay. He said, oh, okay, that's what's up. So anyways, from that day, I met everybody that we're still friends. Our circle is the same homies. Minus one or two, but
For the majority.
The majority of the group was there, and I met them all that day. Everybody's welcoming. They're all a little older than me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. This is, everyone has a level head, and, they're all already involved with businesses and, some sort of capacity of Mario's, enterprise. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, we stayed there. We drank tequila all afternoon. Got our buzz on.
Tequila straight, or did you mix it?
No, all straight. Everybody was drinking
straight. So fucking Mario is just straight?
We could do straight, yeah. He could do straight. Yeah. See, but at the time, we were enjoying Casa Mexico at that time. So it was all brand new to me. And it was like, I was like, dang, this is the smoothest tequila I've ever had, dude. This is nothing like I've ever experienced in my life. This is good. It's in the taste, by the way. That's their motto. And I was like, oh, dang, this is true. It's like Casa Mexico. This is like, I was like, oh, this is like, it was like a top tier thing I've never experienced in my life. I was like,
water?
Bro, it's pretty. I'm gonna have to get you some, bro. It's pretty. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, it's a good tequila. Anyway, so we did that, and he was like, dude, I'm about to head back to the hotel. Listen, we're going downtown Scottsdale tonight. The clubs, everything's taken care of. Come hang out. I was like, fuck it, let's go. So I met him up that night. Again, we kicked it, talked, chopped it up with everybody, and we had a great time. He's like, hey, I'm gonna take off. You got my number. Come by the studio next week. Come kick it. Stay here with the bottles and all the homies right here, and I'll see you next week. He's like, all right, cool. So we split, and then sure enough, the next week I go to Extra, and I'm chilling on set. I was like, oh, this is dope, dude. And so here we go.
I thought it was because of social media.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Fuck.
So I
get all pumped.
A lot of the opportunities that have come, across the table, like in the past few years, has all been through social media, dude. Like everybody, all the deals, man. There was like crazy deals I got like a few years ago. Like I never thought that would ever happen. Like brand deals that was like wild, dude. Nobody would ever believe me, bro. But yeah, I was like in high rises talking to executives over just memes, bro. Over memes. You know what I mean? But all this is all through memes, man. It all came about just because I stuck with it too. I didn't give up on my social media page, and it's a little different now. I kind of like I'm not over it, but it's just different. It's just different now.
It's like music to my ears right now, dog.
Yeah. So yeah, I got I just went in chapters on that social media plane too. So that's how that came about. And ever since then, like, I was going around so much because it's like, yeah, come kick it, fool. Just come hang out. So every Monday when I was off Tilted Kilt, where was I on the set? Boom, Mario, kicking it, eating lunch, talking shit, watching the podcast, this and that. And so and then I started coming around. Everybody else was my friends too. So they're like, oh, okay. Anyways, he ended up putting me to work. That's what you do when you're around Mario. Like, he's gonna put your ass to work, dude. Because if he's working, you're working. That's it. That's just how it goes. Hey, that's what I told you. I got to have the phone right here. I got to answer.
We're gonna cut everything as soon as Mario Lopez calls.
I got to answer that shit.
Okay, we're gonna have to answer this shit, dog.
I got to go into promo. You know what I mean? So anyway, I started helping out with some stuff. I'm not gonna say what, but at that time it was just like, okay, man, this is great. Yeah, this is already what's going on. I'm already here in this space, so let's rock it. So that turned into another chapter, blah, blah, blah. So I was given responsibility. I was around more. Now I was being held accountable for, my work and this. Yeah, let's make it happen. Everything was in real time. So it was like, oh, this is great, dude. I get to work with this guy, the downest fool ever. And so I was like, dang, okay, this is, and I was getting inspired, man. And at the time that I met him, I was at the lowest point in my life, bro, literally. I was, I'll tell you some other stuff that, it was the lowest point in my life, bro. And I've never told him this. I've never spoken about anything like this about him. It's like I hold a basket full of gratitude for that guy. He'll never understand. He brought me and inspired me to kick it up and get out of the funk that I was in. Not that it's not bad to feel, but he was like, nah, like the show must go on, bro. Like, I already know that. Like, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
That's fucking dope.
If he could do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
I hope he hears this.
But yeah, so maybe one day I'll tell him. You know what I mean? So it turned into that thing. And so anyway, years go on, and then they start to produce movies for his production company, right? And so we already had a podcast with the other guys, and I started doing mine, another one. So I was doing like 4 podcasts. I was doing all kinds of stuff. Just
damn, bro, like shit. Yeah. That's what's up.
Just creating content, bro. Like I was just like, let me just do something, bro. Let me start something. Let me, and then I was like, I was doing all my own thing, and then we still have a podcast that's already like 5 years old. Anyways, it was the other homies, Tootie and Mark Roberts, Film Hustlers.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we've been doing that for a while. And so, so anyways, so they, like, we talk on the podcast and say, hey, man, yeah, you used to do some acting, blah, blah, blah. I say, yeah, man, that's what I love. I love to be on camera. Like, I'll turn it on. If the camera's on, let's roll. Let's do it. Other than that, like, I'm chill, I'm quiet. But I think that's most, artists are like.
Yeah, I think so. Once you start getting used to this, it's like you see the record, you turn it on, y ya cuando se apaga, you're more like,
yeah, you see what kind of primed me for this was like, since my dad was being a pastor for all those years, like I was always in charge of the sound and in charge of the cameras. I had to go set it up, test the mics. I had to go take the offering. I had to go speak on the thing. I had to go, see my dad do it. He was doing shows already at the cable company right here in Downey. So I was like, it's part of my life. I was like, oh, yeah, it's normal. You know what I mean? So, but it wasn't normal for everybody. It was just something that I was kind of stepped into, and I was just like, oh, this is easy. Anyways, they started producing their first movie, and I got to see the production of that. And then the second movie is actually where I got a chance to jump back in. They were like, no, we'll let Dave do it. They were going to give me one part in there, and I didn't ask for these parts, bro. I did not ask to be like, hey, man, put me in. No. That's not how it works.
You earned it. You've probably seen it.
I don't want to say that I've earned anything, bro. I would never say that. I would never say that. I'm living on everybody's good graces. Thank God. That's all. That's my thing, man. I don't ask, bro. You know what I mean? People see in you what you're capable of handling, and they'll give you things that they think that you're able to do. So, anyways,
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
get excited. I don't know if you noticed. So, like, bro,
but I'm low key, bro. I'm low key. That's just my steez, bro. And I'll do whatever is asked of me. And I'll knock stuff out, man. Whatever is in me, I'll just knock it out. It's all good. I'll never say I know how to do something if I can't do it. That's just me. But so we get there, and they have a part for me, okay? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't getting paid SAG dues or anything like that. I wasn't. They just kind of slid me in, like,
okay.
And I was like, oh, that's homie love right there. So I was like, cool. I ain't tripping on the SAG. Let's go. Let's just work. And so, I was already on set doing my thing. I was, doing my BTS and all my stuff, and handling what they wanted me to do. So this was just added for me. And then they were like, hey, man, we actually gave the part to somebody else. It's going to be a whole group, because I was supposed to be the mariachi that said something in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
And then I was like, that's all good. She said, no, but we got something else for you. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know what else. I didn't really read the script, and I was just kind of, because I was like, I'm in the beginning mariachi. Okay, they're going to give me a couple lines and blah, blah, blah. And so the day of comes, they were like, hey, David, we need you. You're going to do the scene. I was like, what? So literally like 30 minutes before the scene, they give me my lines. I was like, oh, dang. So I had yeah.
30 minutes before?
Yeah.
And you have to memorize that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I was throwing.
You are the downest fool, dog.
So I was thrown in the fire, dude. Literally. So I was like, damn. I was like, all right, cool. And you know what? All this bullshit is leading up to this moment right now, because this is what I love. This is my thing. I was like, damn. Okay, cool. I'm getting another chance, bro. You know what I mean? So I get there. I was like, all right, cool. They start putting my wardrobe and say, yeah, cool. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You good? Yeah, he's good. All right, cool. And so I'm literally walking around. They already got my mic on, and I was like walking around. I was like memorizing my lines. I was like, damn. So I remember getting in that scene, and it's me, Mario, Imran Tubia in the scene. And I was like, damn. It didn't really click. I was like, damn. After, and I was like, oh shit. I was doing a scene with Mario, bro, and Imran. I was like, man, this is wild. And so I remember the cameras coming in, that big ass RE camera right in your face, big old 40 millimeter lens, just like right here, boom. And the lights, and everybody's just watching you. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this shit. I remember how this shit feels. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's turn it on, David. And so sure enough, I go, all right, let's go. And the last person I hear before the scene rolls, besides the director and stuff, I hear a voice from the back. It's Super Bowl time. And they clicked. Boom. Super Bowl time. There's no fucking up in the Super Bowl, bro.
Fuck no.
You die in a blaze of glory, or you're the most victorious person in that stadium. You know what I mean? You're the winning quarterback. That's it. Like you're throwing the touchdown, or you're receiving the touchdown, whatever it is. You're scoring that final point. There's no turning back. This is it. This is what this has led to. This time, this point. And I was like, damn. So that clicked. Name is Mark Roberts, who told me, the guy who does the podcast. Mm-hmm. And I heard him. I was like, yeah, Super Bowl time. I was like, damn. So it hit. And so sure enough, we knocked out the scene. The only notes I remember Mario giving me was, hey, slow down. Chill. You know? I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
And we know you're the down fool, but chill, fool.
Yeah. Hey, just slow down. It's all good. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, after that, I was like, damn. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's how I got back into it. I was like, okay, now I'm in it. And so yeah, I went into 3 more movies after that, and a couple other series, and this and that. So, but yeah, it's what I love to do, man. Like I just love that. I just love the process of being involved as far as the production of a movie or a TV show or something like that. It's just it's in my blood, bro. You know what I mean? I can't get away. I can't leave it. Dope. I look at my camera every day at home. It's like, bro, like it's just something about it. Like that you can make magic. You know what I mean? It's just magic. It's a magic show. It's literally entertainment. You're entertaining people who have no idea about, how a camera works or what the process is, who produces it, how it gets made. Why is that guy wearing this? It doesn't make sense to it, but it's magic, bro. It's magic. It's a magic show. That's all it is. I just love that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so even like the last one, man, we went to Chicago. We had a good time. We had another part in there. Thank you, Mario. And and Roberts and Herzlinger, like they entrusted me, bro. They're entrusting me. That's a lot of money that they're investing in you for that day. You know what I mean? Like it's Super Bowl time. Every time it's Super Bowl time.
Dang.
Yeah. So and of course you got other opportunities for Manny Jimenez and that kind of thing, and it's just like yeah, man. So yeah.
I had a Mario Chelada on Saturday.
Yeah.
At the LAFC.
I actually have some for you guys.
Oh hell yeah!
I forgot him in the car, but I'll get you some. Yeah,
I had one at the game. That shit was bomb, bro.
So what you're experiencing at the LAFC BMO Stadium is our premium mix. So they serve it. You had the liquid, right?
Yeah.
They poured it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting the good stuff. Not to say that the cups are the good stuff, but that's our premium mix. The other ones that come in a cup, it's already pre-made. It's chilling, but that one's like the fresh. It's literally coming from up the street. Into the stadium, yeah, because we're in East LA. Right
me and Chris ordered it. I'm like, all right, let's check, because I love Cheladas, right?
Of course.
And I'm like, all right, let's check it out. I'm like,
man.
Oh, shit's just pretty bomb, bro. This shit was bomb.
Listen, when I first came into it, and I got involved in this too because of Mario, also obviously. So there's a CEO and Mario and I they were partners, and they brought me in as partners too, also. So. The guy Aaron, he was looking for somebody to help supplement his marketing, his social media presence, and this and that. And Mario's like, yeah, my guy Dave, he'll hook you up. We hit it off the first day, like primos again, bro. Like we met at Carino's over there in Chino, kicked it, El Torito, wherever it was. They're like, oh, this is perfect. And so we haven't stopped since then. It's been like over a year and a half. So we're just on this train. So now. We're in, all these stores, all these stadiums, official Michelada Raiders, official Michelada of the LAFC. Then we're going to Rams. Now we're going to Clippers, North Carolina Panthers. The list is going to go on from here.
And you're in charge of that marketing.
Yeah, the marketing. Yeah, social media aspect of that. And, I'm one of the, listen, we all have a role to play, but I'm like, so I know a lot of people, bro. I know a lot of people, and, the relationships that I build, like they mean something. I just don't know and hang out with these guys and girls because, they're just cool or like they're nice looking. And that's not my thing, man. I like to build relationships, and I like to hang around people who are likable and that actually can give me something without asking. You know what I mean? When they offer something, say, oh, okay, this person is really, not the selfish type, and this is something that we can build upon. This is a relationship that we can work with.
That's dope.
And so, even like Chris, I said, hey man, we can actually work together. Like, we can get something. We've done some event with him, and it was a great turnout, and we again met more people that are influencing our business decisions and our social media presence and that kind of thing. It's all a huge community, man, that offers and is very unselfish. So you yourself included, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's where we're at with Mario Chelada right now. It's the fastest growing michelada according to Anheuser-Busch.
That's good.
Yeah, that ever has been, bro.
Do you guys sell that premium mix separately?
So we have. Let me go down the list of. So Mario Chelada has our premium mix, which is the bottle.
Okay.
And then we have the to-go cups, which are watermelon, chamoy, piña. And and then we have the rim dips. We have a 2-in-1 combo. Nobody sells that except for us. They have a 2-in-1. It's got the tahine seasoning on the bottom, and then the dip on top. So we sell as a 2-in-1. We're the first ones to come up with that combo pack. We have that, and then it comes in those flavors also. And then we also have the gummy rings, which complement, of course, a michelada or the drinks for a garnish and that kind of thing. Just by themselves, they're amazing. So we sell that at BMO. We sell the premium mix, the cups, and the gummies at BMO. So they're all there. And we're gonna do the Rams too. Yeah. So
I fucking love michelada. So
michelada is a way of life these days, dude. You know what I mean? So, bro, michelada is a lifestyle. Mario Chelada is a lifestyle.
Got that? And that shit is bomb.
Yeah.
Fuck. I had it, and I'm like, I'm not. I used to drink a lot before. I really don't drink that much.
Yeah.
But now when I meet Mario and he's like, take a shot, I'm gonna have to take a shot.
That's it, dude.
But like, aside from that, my choice is always a michelada.
That's the starter. That's the party starter.
Like for me, that's the
Yeah.
So I was at the game and I'm like, nah, let's go. I want to try it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, this is bomb.
Yeah, we got our little setups there. The booths are there, all the kiosks around. Yeah, so I think there's 8 of them there. But yeah, man. So that's where it's at right now. Yeah. So
that's dope, man.
There's a lot of moving parts in what I got going on right now.
Well, you guys are gonna blow up though, because I think you guys have the right everything.
Yeah.
The right marketing, the right circle.
Right.
I could tell a lot by how by this conversation and how
I'm passionate about it.
But that's important. Like in business.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it all the right way.
Yeah,
building the right relationships.
Right.
I think that matters.
It does matter. It matters. It matters more than any young business person would, or young business thinks that it matters. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to have people in your corner, man, because you can't do everything by yourself.
No,
and if you try to, you're gonna crash and burn hard, bro.
Especially a business that you're trying to scale, you can't just do it by yourself.
No.
You have to build solid relationships. Yeah. You have to be a man of honor, a man of integrity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All that matters.
So I'll tell you, the reason that Aaron is successful in being in these places and that we've got this far is because of his background also in building relationships in the businesses that he was in previous. So now some of those people are in the places that we are in now. You know what I mean? Or like he knows people, or they can vouch for him, be like, yeah, man, this is my boy. Like we known him when he was doing cell phone cases at the cell phone store, bro. Selling cell phones and that kind of thing. He was doing, the Mexican beats, this kind of thing. So, he's put in his work, man. So this is the baby now. This is the baby. This is brand new, like, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. And then Mario's passionate about it too. So it's exciting to see that he's backing it. You know what I mean? Like he's not just the face and the name on it. Like no, this is his thing.
I'm just excited to see that it's hitting and that it's good people putting it out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so that's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, dude. But yeah, so now it's that, and now I work with Mario.
That's dope, man.
Exclusively, I would say too. So.
You heard that exclusively.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I just live off of the graces of other people, bro, and he's one of them. So he's given me this opportunity, this past one. I'm actually his assistant now, bro. So it's a big step for me, and I just hope to knock it out of the park.
And I think he's good at selecting the right people, because I could tell. I mean, you could tell when you meet somebody right away, like or
That's nice of you to say, man. Thank you.
So you could tell right away when somebody's genuine.
Yeah.
And, dude, I wish you guys all the success. Whatever it is that you need from us, dude, just let us know. Like, I'm going back to the game. I'm having, like, maybe this time I'm going to have me 2, dog.
See, that's the thing about these 2. You can drink more than one.
You know what? That's a great fucking point. All right, let me tell you. This is the truth. I could only have 1 michelada because it gets you all bloated.
Speak.
Okay? No, like this is how you know I drink them.
Right,
okay?
Right.
On Saturday, I had 1 and I could have gone for a second without being bloated.
Yep.
That's facts, dog. All the other micheladas, I don't know what it is. Is it too much salt that gets you bloated? Oh,
we don't use clamato, bro. And we only have one preservative in there.
Okay.
Yeah. In that premium mix, there's only 1 preservative and no clamato.
What I drank didn't have clamato?
Nope.
Oh, damn it.
Magic.
What?
Yeah. None of our products have clamato in it. That's a bad word at Mario Chelada, bro.
All right.
That's like
Clamato
is like
I gotta pump it up even more.
Clamato is like the bastard ingredient, bro.
That's why I didn't feel bloated.
Yeah. It's just all spices and tomato based, bro. That's it.
So everything is. Could you tell us what it has, or more or less?
No, it's just a concoction without clamato, bro. And then the premium mix is 1 preservative, and then that's it. It's all natural ingredients. It's vegan. It's gluten free. What else? And it has a shelf life of only like a year, bro. So like
could you say that again? Because I want my wife to hear it.
It's gluten free and vegan.
It's gluten free and vegan.
There you go.
Sweetie.
Yeah, so let them have a couple Mario
That
Cheladas.
makes a lot of sense, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just didn't, I didn't understand why I felt so like. No, when I drank it on Saturday, I felt like I could have gone for like 3, dog.
Yeah.
I felt good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, you know how the regular micheladas with the clamato and all the salt, and this one has salt, but
obviously, but
I didn't feel.
Yeah, it's just that missing ingredient. Whatever clamato has in it, it's just it's too much.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So go get your Mario micheladas ASAP. I'm telling you, man, like for real, fire. So boom, but my brother.
Yeah, man.
Questions?
You got any questions? What's up,
I
man?
have a question, bro.
Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
When you got recruited or scouted, like, was that not part of the hey, we want to offer you the scholarship, but there might be some racism going on, like.
No.
No warnings.
So so my dad was in contact with like the scout guy and that those people, and like there was a list of colleges he actually had available that I was able to go play, and some were here in California, and like one was in Illinois, another one in Indiana. But yeah, no, there was no mention of any type of racism or anything like that. That would just a heads up. There was no mention of that. Yeah.
There was no fine print in the bottom like FYI KKK rallies.
Yeah. If your skin is a little darker than the color of this cup, you might have a problem.
If you have a small tan, stay indoors. Puta madre.
You did bring up a good point. Like out here, you guys will pass as white people,
Yeah.
Especially you.
Right. Right.
And so, like.
That's racist, bro.
No, but you said that yourself, right? Like,
right.
So out there, like you get spot on, like you get spot quick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not white.
Out there, se le mira el nopalón aquí.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got a stamp on your head, bro.
It's just funny that you would think that that's kind of like would be like important.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey.
Yeah.
We have this good scholarship, but at your own risk.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
But this was it was an interesting episode, and I'm just like, there was some deep conversations and a lot of therapy,
Yeah,
it's like therapeutic.
Yeah.
But
well, thanks for listening, man.
Man, dude, I don't know if you noticed, I was kind of into it, bro. I'm like, oh shit, like it's just I enjoy this a lot,
right?
And I love having I love having meaningful conversations, So to me, it's like I get a lot from it. And even when I go watch them, because I have to watch them.
Of course.
To stamp it.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this is deep. And it gives you different perspectives. And I hope that the audiences get that perspective that, listen, go out there and do, and just live, stop holding things, inside, and just, life is so precious and it could be just snatched.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and everybody has a purpose.
True.
True. And you're fulfilling yours.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, Diosito still has you here, brother.
Of course. Me too,
and I wish you, Mario, your whole entire circle, nothing but success, brother.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course.
I know you're busy. Everybody's busy. And it means a lot to me that you took the time out of your busy day.
Thank you, man.
To come here and chop it up with us.
Thank you for having me, JR. Thank you for True Hustle. Thank you to the True Hustle podcast. Thank you, JR. Thank you, everybody.
Brother.
Thank you, Chris.
Let's go.
We good. We out.
We out.